Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Now, what is the model for a real-time system? So for any system, there will be a model, there will be a prototype, then only it will come as a system. Okay. Now, what is the basic model for a real-time system? As it is more related to the quantitative measurement, real-time systems are based on the quantitative measurements, that is the real clock. So there are several issues which are different from other systems. If you take a handle system, if you take a distributed system, if you take a any other system, comparatively, real-time systems are more concerned with the quantitative measurement. Therefore, we have got certain devices to be kept in order to work on the real-time system. So there is a model, a prototype or a general model for any real-time system. Okay. So one such model is being described here. You can see in the screen what are all the components that constitute to a real-time system. As I told you, now we are in the video conferencing mode. I am in one side, you are at the other side. So there are several certain interfaces, certain devices, certain things that captures my data and puts it in your mobile or in your laptop or in any device. Okay. There is an interface between me and my system and you and your system. And there are certain units which will capture all these things and produce it to the other end. Similarly, it is a two-way. You can also interact with me. Okay, it is not like watching a movie where it is already created, stored, and then you are watching. It is not like that. Real-time systems are on the go. That is based on the real and actual times. Okay, so this example which you can see on the screen is the general model or a basic model which shows certain units which are more concerned, more important in any kind of real-time system. Number one is the sensor. What do you mean by a sensor? A sensor is something as a device that will convert the physical characteristics, get the physical input and convert it into electrical signals. Okay, for example, you take a photovoltaic cell. If you know about more about the electricity or electronics background, you might have seen the sensor based which converts the light energy into electrical energy. In your school, you have studied about the various types of energy: potential energy, kinetic energy, electrical energy, etc., etc. So this conversion is done from light energy to electrical energy will be done by the photovoltaic cell, PVC we call. So that is an example for a sensor. So sensor will capture all the physical characteristics of the environment. Then it will give to the that details to the input conditioning unit. Okay, conditioning unit is connected with the computer directly. Okay, that conditioning unit will work based on the signals. We can call that as a signal conditioning unit. Okay, they are directly used by the actuator. Actuator is a device that takes the input from the output into physical actions. So as I told you, another example, the rainfall weather forecasting, they will be keeping the sensors in different locations and it will be connected to the weather station, the meteorological station in regions. Southern region is Chennai, northern is Delhi, like that. So what happens is these sensors will accumulate or collect the inputs from the physical environment, whether rain has come or not, etc. Then it will convert into electrical signals. Then these electrical signals are connected to the conditioning unit, which is naturally a computer, which is called as in which there is a device called as an actuator. Actuator, what it does is it takes the input from the interface of a computer and converts it into the physical actions on the environment. Okay, so the physical actions may be thermal, electrical, physical, etc. Okay, so this is a device which does that work. So in a real-time system, sensor and actuator are most important devices, even though you have the computer or other units in order to make the real-time system work. Okay. Therefore, next one is the conditioning unit. That is, there are two kinds of what is the conditioning unit based on the input and based on the output. The computer signals needs the conditioning unit before they can be used by the actuator. Okay, these are this is termed as the output conditioning. So the electrical signals produced by the computer is rarely used directly by the actuator. It has to be given to the conditioning unit. So the output conditioning unit, what it will do means, it will condition the signals before they have been used by the actuator. Okay, so for example, in the photovoltaic cell or in the weather forecasting cell, it will receive all the analog signals. So analog signals has to be converted into digital signals when we have a computer and all. So that will be done by this conditioning units. Okay, well, that is input conditioning unit and the output conditioning unit. So actuator and sensor, you can see this diagram. Actuator and sensor are more important devices. Okay, a sensor converts a physical characteristic into electrical signal. Actuator takes the input from the interface, output interface, and converts it to this electrical signal to physical actions. Okay, so for after this conditioning signal, we have got the interfaces. Interfaces means now what is the interface between you and me? There is an interface. I have got a laptop as an interface, or you are having the mobile as an interface for the video conferencing applications. Similarly, the sensor will have its own interface. It may be a computer or any device which captures and the inputs are being fed into that system. Then for the actuator, for the results to be produced into the physical environment, we have got the output interface. So these both interface are also another part or component of the real-time system. So these interfaces are working or will be connected to the real-time computer, or one computer which accepts that input and produces the output. And finally, we have got the human computer interface. Humans at the other end, where they are termed as the operators. In a weather forecasting system or any system, humans are needed. In a video conference system also, I am also human, you are also human, humans are needed. We are the operators. How the video conference can be started, how it can be ended, all these things are done by the operators. So the operators are human computer HCI, human computer interface. They are also needed or part of the model, basic model of a real-time system. Okay, this is about the model of a real-time system. So what are all the components needed are, number one is the sensor, number two is the signal conditioning unit, which can be categorized into, and third one is the interface, which again can be classified into input interface and output interface. Then fourth one is the real-time computer, where all the operations, the input will be converted into the output, everything will be worked on the real-time computer, that is based on the real and actual time. Then we have got the HCI, that is human computer interface. Then sixth one, we have got the actuator. Okay, these are the components of a real-time system. Just make a note of this diagram. I'll give you 2 minutes time.